call the member for Koowanba.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. My question without notice is of the Premier. Will the Premier update the House on energy investment in Queensland and any alternative strategies?
Call the Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Koowanba for that question, Mr Speaker. I know how committed he is to energy in this state, Mr Speaker, and as I said earlier in my ministerial statement, Mr Speaker, in Queensland we are providing energy certainty, Mr Speaker. We have an energy framework, Mr Speaker. We are the energy powerhouse of the nation, Mr Speaker. Unlike the turmoil that we are seeing down in Canberra, Mr Speaker, where you don't know from one week to the next what the national energy policy is, Mr Speaker. And let's recap that for all members so they have a clear understanding. So I can go back to the COAG meeting where we were told that we had to consider the Finkel review. And we went through that and you know, Alan Finkel made a lot of sense in terms of gas was going to be the transition, Mr Speaker. And then the next thing we saw from Malcolm Turnbull was that, no, we weren't going to be going down that path. We were going to be considering the NEG, Mr Speaker. And of course, we saw that in relation to the NEG, you know, that was 1 week ago, Malcolm Turnbull came out and said, we've had a good debate in the coalition party room, overwhelming support for the National Energy Guarantee, whose object is cheaper and more reliable energy, Mr Speaker. Well, Mr Speaker, what did we see on Sunday? On Sunday, once again, a big change of direction, Mr Speaker. Yes, a big U-turn, Mr Speaker, and of course, we're not quite sure where national energy policy is going to be, Mr Speaker. And in fact, even yesterday he said we won't be in a position to take that legislation forward, Mr Speaker. So one minute he's talking to all the states and the states have to come together and support his energy policy. He gets it through the party room, and now we see once again complete turmoil in Canberra. Mr Speaker, in Queensland we are providing the energy certainty. We have the framework. We're putting downward pressure on prices, Mr Speaker. We've got the lowest wholesale prices. We've got $20 billion worth of renewable investment happening. We are opening up more domestic gas reserves, the only state in the nation to do that, Mr Speaker. We're doing the heavy lifting, Mr Speaker. We're giving the $50 back to families, Mr Speaker, as well, that we promised as part of our election campaign. But, Mr Speaker, we have uncertainty at the federal level. We have instability in their party room, Mr Speaker.
In the LNP, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Deputy Premier, Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
In the LNP, we never know what's happening there, Mr Speaker, with Gary Spence walking around the corridors, trying to press the downward button to get out of here as fast as he possibly
Where's the
can.
lift when you need one?
That's right, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, we will continue to provide stability and certainty in Queensland. All we get
Premier's time has expired.
Instability and chaos.
Mr Speaker.
Thank you, members. I'll wait for silence before calling the next questioner. I call the member for Warrego.